Greetings, this is the Timeshare Traveler. Today is episode 250. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So that's kind of a joke. I'm doing a week in Vegas, but I'm not using any points. So I wanted to talk about how you could do that without using any points and how to include, I won't call them, they're free events, but they're really, part of the packages and so forth. And how I decide on marketing events, and I'll go through that. And the last thing is with these kind of things, you do owner updates. And I want to talk about the value I try to get out of owner updates. So often people, say, oh, they're going to lie to me and all that kind of stuff when they're talking about getting a presentation. And I try to use them much more as a positive of understanding what's going on. So let me jump right into a Vegas a week without using points. So I'll show you different ways you can do this. Okay, now I'm going to talk about doing a Vegas week. And again, if you like this content that I've been providing, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps me out and helps with my YouTube channel. Anyway, so I'm spending a week in Vegas with my son, so it's a great father-son thing. We're neither of us are gamblers, but we want to kind of go. And one of the things I did is I signed up for a World Mark Party weekend. It's one of their marketing things, which I'll talk a little bit more about. And it's 3 nights, and it was $399, but it includes a dinner and a concert at the Venetian. So that's, I think, something worth it. And I'm going to get an owner update. I'm kind of curious just about the switch over. The World Mark is coming into the new program that's similar to what Club Wyndham has. So I want to find out more about that. And that's my basis for that. And then I also am using a free rental because I have status with the Hilton Grand Vacation. So every year I get $700 rental. So I rented a 2-bedroom for 3 nights. I didn't use all my $700, but I rented it so that we would be able to stay there in a 2-bedroom. It's close to where I'm doing some of the other stuff. No owner update for that. And then I'm doing a Hilton marketing package, which is 3 nights for about $212, or maybe it's $212.50. I can't remember exactly. But I'm getting a free dinner with that for 2. It's part of the Hilton Grand Vacations Ultimate Access. And I will have an owner update there. And I'm very much interested in what's going on with Blue Green. I'm trying to strategically figure out what I should do. I've got mostly Hilton Grand Vacations. I have a little bit of Diamond, and I want to just try to figure out what I should do, if anything, with regards to Blue Green to have a more balanced portfolio. So there are other options. This happened to be the way I did it, but I could have done a last minute RCI. Almost always in Las Vegas, you can get some sort of deal. It's not necessarily the place you want to stay or whatever. I mean, I'm not saying it's a negative place to stay, but it might not be the one that you would prefer to stay at. And then last, you actually can use points. I just find because there's so many options without the use of points with timeshares in Las Vegas, probably Orlando, I would say the same thing. That to me, there's no reason to use points. So anyway, that's how I'm doing it. That's other possibilities. Hope it was helpful. Let me talk a little bit more about the marketing stuff. So I was thinking about, since my son and I are going, I was thinking about how to get some events that we were going to do. We might do Cirque du Soleil in addition to all this. Again, my son and I, neither of us gamble, so we're mostly going to watch people go see some of the casinos. They are beautiful and stuff like that. And so anyway, the Hilton Grand Vacation Ultimate Access and the World Mark Party weekend. What I like about it is a chance to spend time with other owners. I'm always curious to learn about other locations from owners, not so much from the sales team, and what they like. I actually did some of my Hawaii trips based on talking with owners at similar things, and I got some tips on places they liked. And I like to see if they have other tricks or tips or whatever to better use my timeshares from owners. So it's always a little different when you're talking to owners versus, because I know it's something they've actually done and they'll actually go into the detail how they've done it. When I get in a owner update and the salesperson's done, it's most likely something they've heard or someone described it to them. It's not typically something they have done or actually experienced it. So by meeting with owners, I get actually a good sense of what goes on. Again, I'll be required to attend an owner update as payment for some of these things, but to me, it's I want to get the information, and I've already discussed the 2 that I'm doing and why I want to get the update, because I want to learn more about how I can take advantage of the timeshare programs that I'm part of. So I don't know if you're like me, but I get lots of phone calls and people saying, do this marketing event, do that one, do this one. So I wanted to go through how I decided. So first of all, I wanted to choose this location because my son and I, we'd been talking about doing it and wanting to do it. So we decided this would work. So the first question is, are you even interested? Sometimes I'll do it at a place I haven't been because I'm kind of curious. And the other question I always ask is, would it be better just use my points? I have enough, and that's what they're for. And that was the whole reason I bought the timeshare in the beginning. The other question I always ask is, do something right now that I want to learn about the program. And in this case, there is in both cases. And the next question I'm going to go through is, okay, I'm going to have to do the presentations. Are the perks worth it? Sometimes I get points. In this case, I like going to concerts, so I'm going to go to a concert. I want to they have a cooking class, and I want to do that one someday because I like to cook, and so that's kind of fun. I'd probably learn from someone a little more special. I have a hard time going through reading recipes. I'm just not a written person. I prefer to experience it. And again, I mentioned that I enjoy meeting other owners, and almost all of them have, at the concert, they have a dinner, and then there's another one with a dinner as well. The other question I have is, the cost reasonable? So I always compare it to, if I was going to use my points, what would the maintenance fees be? So it's, with other videos I've done, I track how much it costs to go, how much of my maintenance fees, my annual maintenance fees, does it cost to be somewhere. And so I always make sure, even if it's a marketing thing, it's got to be less. Even if I'm getting benefits above and beyond the actual place I'm staying, it's still got to be less than the maintenance fees to stay at the same accommodation. So that's kind of how I decide. Now let me talk about how I view owner updates. They're a little different than I think a lot of people. Okay, my last topic here is getting value from owner updates. I don't see them as something to be afraid of or nervous that they're going to lie to me, because I do my research up front. I always look at owner updates as a chance to learn about program changes. And I'm actually genuinely curious. And I don't blindly purchase. I mean, I'm almost always have planned when I was going to purchase more than maybe the first time I might have bought. No, I don't, even the first time I actually had it planned out. I've always been a person who knew why I was buying. If I learn something like a new feature, I will investigate it further after the presentation. I typically don't just take the person's notice. I want to talk to other owners or talk to other people that have actually used it to see if it really feels right. I don't do spur of the moment purchases. I might do something where I've been thinking about it for a long time, and I might just decide that's a good time to do it if I thought the deal was really good. And I evaluate any owner changes based on the value to me versus the cost. So I'm always looking at cost and saying, okay, this is a cost. Is it worth it? And is it worth it knowing that every year that I'm going to have to pay the maintenance fees for this purchase? So it's not just what is it for the next year or two, but if I think about it long term and or for my kids as well. And again, I evaluate the marketing packages also as to them being of value to me, not something that I can get for free. It's really more of a value conversation. Anyway, I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to give it a like, and if you haven't subscribed, love to have you as a subscriber. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my channel now, and have a great day. Hi, this is Cliff, and I'm the Timeshare Traveler. Welcome to my channel. The purpose of my channel is to educate those who love traveling in timeshares. I've been an owner for 15 plus years at timeshare ownership. I have elite ownership with Marriott, Hilton, and Worldmark. I have published over 100 timeshare video reviews, and I've published over 95 timeshare tips. I can be found on Facebook at Timeshare Trav, at Twitter Timeshare Trav, and on the web at www.timesharetraveler.com.